pledge and then a prayer. We'll get started. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father God, we thank you for the opportunity to come here tonight, Lord. Thank you for bringing us all out safely. Lord, just give us wisdom tonight, Lord. Just take us home safely. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. We'll call this meeting to order. 6:30 p.m. Note that we do have a quorum present and the agenda was posted in a timely fashion. Next item is recognition of students of the month in the conference room. We'll come around.
Okay, so we had our first 6 weeks in on Friday, and so we have our Soaring Cardinals for the first 6 weeks, and so we wanted to recognize our pre-K through second graders who were chosen as Soaring Cardinals this first 6 weeks. So we're going to start off with second grade, and in Miss Whitney Norris's class for second grade, she chose Michelle Foster. Norris says that Michelle always does her best. She has an infectious smile and is so kind and helpful to her classmates. She's truly a joy to teach. We also have in first grade from Miss Callie Jones's class, we have Mia Sue. She says that she is a hard worker and always willing to help her fellow Cardinal. Her kindness to others is always noticed. In Miss Tony Carroll's class in first grade, we have Demi Morton. Demi always does her best. She follows the rules and procedures in class and helps others when needed. She is a great example for other students. In kindergarten, in Miss Elizabeth Turner's class, we have Zane Arredondo. Comes to school ready to learn and work hard. He is a good friend and always makes good choices. In Miss Tyler Cole's class in kindergarten, we have Silas Flagel. She says he is always following class rules and procedures, comes ready to learn, and is always a kind friend to others. In Miss Haley Higgs' pre-K class, we have Rowan Hamilton. She says that Rowan is a friend to everyone, eager to learn and ask questions, and always has the best attitude and manners. So, last but not least, we have in Miss Pate's pre-K class, Willow Jones. Tonight, but her teacher says Willow works super hard in class. She is always willing to help her friends. She is an example of what kind looks like.
Thank you. Little crocodile.
And then we have our staff member of the month, And we would like to recognize Miss Crystal Osborne. She is our art teacher in the art classroom, and she has all of our babies pre-K through 5th grade, and she does a fantastic job in differentiating her lessons. Oh, wait, Miss Crystal, the best part.
Thank you, Michelle.
I'm going to start off with my staff member of the month. This person wouldn't get out of my office today, so I couldn't put something together because she wanted to make sure her group did a great job. And every time she's been nominated for this before, she's like, oh no, not me. So our staff member of the month, Miss Kayla Harrell. And just a few kind words to say about Ms. Harrell is, number one, she is definitely one of the best parts of our campus. She keeps us lined out and making sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do. Also, I know I can easily pay her back without having her certificate here today by the easiest way I know, which is feed her. She loves that. But no, she is very instrumental in everything that we do at our school. I mean, our kids, they do not understand sometimes, but they have some of the best things offered to them or given to them or opportunities awarded to them because of the things that she does. I've been at several different campuses as a coach and a teacher for years prior to coming back, and I can tell you I've never been to one place that they have a counselor that cares as much for them and does everything that she does. So it's really an honor to get to work with her. All right, at this time, Ms. Harrell, if you'll bring your group up, tell us a little about
We'll just stand across here if you don't mind, and that way, so this is the high school student council officer team. We're -1 who had to work tonight. And so what they're going to do is they're going to introduce themselves. They're going to tell you the grade they're in, the positions they hold, how many years they've been in student council, and then some of the activities that we have that are going on, some of the activities that we have completed, and some that we have coming up. So we'll start off with Brooklyn.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know me, my name is Brooklyn Henderson. I'm student council president for 2 years now. I'm here with our officer team, and we just want to kind of tell you a little bit about what we do. So we are a 3-time sweepsake council, which basically means that we submit all of these, there's like a bunch of requirements, and we have to submit everything that we do and everything that we donate to and every community service project, and they, we have groups, and we separate the groups, and each group has different target audiences basically. So we have to submit all that to the state, and then they will choose your sweepsake council. And we are 3 years in a row sweepsake council, so that's awesome. And we just want to kind of share a little bit about what our council does amongst the group. So
my name is Bella. I'm a senior and I'm the vice president. And me and Brooklyn help and oversee each of the groups. And I think student council has really helped me be a leader.
My name is Graham Hawkins. I'm a senior. I've been in the student council for the last 4 years. And this year I'm a parliamentarian. I also lead energy and environment, where we reuse things at dances, and we also pick trash at football games.
My name is Lincoln G. Bishop. I'm a junior. This is my 3rd year in student council, and I'm the reporter. And I'm a part of our community service group, and we actually just did homecoming, which most of you were at actually. And some important stuff that we have coming up is the the Bowie Bash, but the Veterans Day program, and we also do a Veterans Day, a Veterans Breakfast, and that's just something I'm really excited about.
My name is Gavin Robinson. I'm a junior and I'm the student council treasurer, and I've been in student council for the past 3 years. And one thing that I've learned from student council is how to speak out and to be a great leader. And I'm over DASH, which is drug, alcohol, safety, and health. And some of the things we do are the drug rally and the drug-free week.
I'm Olivia Charles. I am a junior. This is my 3rd year in student council, and I'm a historian. I am co-chairman of DASH. And like Gavin said, we help out with the drug rallies. This week we have Hello Week coming up, which is for the students' mental health. And one thing that I've learned from student council is how to work with people better.
My name is Slavish Sanders, and I'm the Spirit Committee President. I've been in Suco for the past 3 years, and I'm the chairperson for PNP. Pride and Patriotism is all about getting stuff ready and getting the fans riled up, and a lot of things that we do involves making games for the pep rallies, lining up the pep rallies, and stuff of that nature.
Dax Cunningham, this is my second year in the council. I'm a sophomore. I'm the Spirit Committee Vice President, and going off what Spotty says, I pretty much help them do all of that stuff. So we get everybody riled up for the game.
So altogether, we've all learned a lot from student council. I think we've all learned how to be better leaders, better speakers, better community, like outreach people. And so it's a very big learning experience, but it's also super fun. We have a lot of fun. We're like one big happy family, and we get this stuff done. So all these little events that you see in school or outside of school sometimes, and you're like, you're really supposed to go. Most of the time, we have something to do with it. If we're not doing it, we're usually partnering with someone who's doing it. So thank you.
And I want to say something, kind of piggyback on what Franklin said. They're all being very humble right now. She's exactly right. A lot of the activities that you see for our community and here on campus, we either have a hand in or we help all the other organizations and stuff. We love helping these students though. They are very busy students. They all take dual credit. Our honors level classes, there are activities all day. Actually, these two guys just got out of football practice, came straight over here. So we've got students in band, FFA, athletics, and then again with their rigorous academic schedule, they go above and beyond, and anytime we need something, if it's last minute, these students rise to the occasion. So they make an advisor job very easy because of how willing they are to work and to get the job done, but also to get the job done well so that our school community and you guys as our community can enjoy what we've got going on here at Vaughn ISD. So I'm very proud of them and very, very privileged to work with such a great group of students.
Congratulations, thank you. Congratulations, your high. Congratulations. Congratulations, thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations, thank you. Congratulations, thank you.
All right, so what she didn't tell you, and I want to make sure I kind of reiterate, she is what I would call the unseen heroes of our school. They do so much for us. They have so many little small projects where they're cleaning up around the school, helping out, that they don't even talk about or brag about or look for recognition for. So that is one group for us that is vital in our school. So we're very, very proud of them. They do an unbelievable job. At this time, we're going to go outside and go to the crest and we'll take photos. We'll start with elementary first in Ms. Howe's group, and then we will take the high school after that. And then if you want to do any individual pics, we'll do those as well. And we'll just go right out there. Thank y'all.
All right.
Yes, sir. Look.
All right, next item is public comments. None. Communications. Consent agenda, we have the minutes of the August 29th regular meeting of the board, the monthly financial report, and a list of students transferring to the district for 23-24 school year. Any board member have any item they want to pull for discussion? Do you have a motion to approve as presented?
I'll make that motion.
A motion by Aaron, do you have a second? Second. Second by Rusty. All in favor, raise your right hand. It is unanimous. Next item is information item, principals and athletic directors.
So you have my board report in front of you for the elementary. You can see the enrollment for last year versus this year. We are down 5 students, but we did have 2 come in this morning to enroll, and so they haven't quite gotten all of their stuff together, but we do have 2 new ones coming in starting tomorrow, as long as they get all their paperwork together. The attendance percentage, you can see last year versus this year, we're down just a little bitty bit. We do want to work on that. I think I'm going to look at some attendance incentives for students. Talks about the teacher that we recognize, or the staff member of the month that we recognized in our students. If you'll flip the page, some of our spotlights is we had our first Grandparents' Day since COVID, and it was a huge success. It was a hit. Everybody loved it. I've heard nothing but great things. The only critique I heard was that we needed to have 2 photo ops. It was a long line for the 1 photo op, so that's the only critique I heard. But everybody said it was very, very organized, well thought out. They really enjoyed it. And the grandparents were super excited to get to be there with their grandkids. There's a picture of our learning in kindergarten. They were making letters with their bodies, and so we thought that was a great kinesthetic activity. We also had Texarkana Emergency Center came and brought treats to the staff, so the staff really enjoyed that. They talked about like their hero program that they have for teachers and educators, so that was great. And then we have our Readers Are Leaders. We always have our bell ringers every Friday. We'll have some this Monday because it was the end of the 6 weeks on Friday, and so if they made their goal actually on Friday by the end of the day, then they get to ring the bell on Monday. So that's awesome, and the kids really enjoy that. Upcoming events on the very back page, we have the Cardinal Cash Store where they turn in their Cardinal Cash and get to get prizes with it. That's a positive reward for them. We have Start with Hello Week, like the Student Council talked about. Our Leadership Council will be partnering with them to do that this week. We have the Soaring Cardinals Parade, so the students who were chosen for Soaring Cardinals will get to go through the school with the band at the end of the day, or the beginning of the day on Friday. Second 6 weeks begins on the 19th. Report cards go home this Friday. We have Kona Ice next week, which is a big deal. And then October 5th, Leadership Council is going to attend a TEPSIL leadership training for the kids and the sponsors, but they are also going to receive their TEPSIL Leadership Award for the 2nd time. It may be the 3rd time in a row. It's either 2nd or 3rd time in a row at that conference in Royce City is where they'll be going. And then we have our equivalency days on the 6th and the 9th.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Enrollment for us, we lost 1, but we picked up 2, so we've actually gained a little bit there. Also, our attendance percentages, we were at like 96.4 or something last month, and we're up to 96.89. Basically, some of our kids who are sick have kind of come back. We have another couple here or there that are still a little bit sick, but for the most part, we have most of our kids doing a pretty good job with attendance right now. Secondary highlights is we had our band and our sweetheart, Mr. Hunter McCamey and Miss Kayla Gray. And then we had our parade a week ago, 2 weeks ago now, for the homecoming. And you'll see there that I put the classes, the photo of the classes that made a parade, starting with freshmen on the top left and your sophomores top right, going clockwise, juniors up there, and then on the bottom I did juniors on the left and seniors on the right, going in a clockwise motion there on that. But you'll notice that there was a lot of participation with our kids. Our freshmen still has a very large class, and the good thing about that freshman class is they are very participant in everything that we do. It's a good group. Right now, we're very proud of them for the work that they've been putting in. They made it a close battle with our seniors, but our seniors did win the homecoming Spirit Valley. Our homecoming queen was announced. It was Miss Bayla White, one of our seniors that you got to see tonight. And then we had our senior picks and our school picks that went over real well. We've already received the invitations for purchase for the parents and the emails, and also for the district to use in the yearbook for this coming year. So we didn't have a whole lot going on the last couple weeks, but we do have a lot coming up. First, like Mrs. Howell said, we got Kona Ice coming up on the 27th. On the 19th, we have a TSTC recruiter. The 20th, we have a Texas A&M, Texas County recruiter. And then on the 21st, 3 days in a row, we have a University of Central Arkansas recruiter coming up on campus for our students. And we have a few more planned out throughout the year. But these are some of the ones that our seniors have really kind of asked for to see and get to know. We have a band contest coming up in Chisholm on the 23rd. Then the band will go down to TJC for what they call a game day experience. They'll get to go out on the field and see what they're doing, how they set up, how they prepare, things like that. So it's supposed to be really, really cool. Mr. Fannon's been excited about it. He's been trying to tell me all about it. I'm trying to listen and understand all of it, you know, for a non-band guy, so to speak, all my life, to get to actually see and understand some of this. It's pretty awesome. It's a great opportunity for kids, so I'm pretty fired up about that. Like Ms. Harrell said, with the student council, we have our Bowie Bash coming up on 10/5. And then our band is going to go to a contest that Saturday on the 7th in Mount Pleasant. And then they have their regional contest in Mount Pleasant on that Tuesday on the 10th. Our ACT is going to be given to our seniors on the 17th. And we do have a prep deal that we're doing with those guys. Basically, we've hired somebody to come out. Most times he'll charge a kid $200-300 a person to do it. He's giving us a really, really good discount. He's going to take their old test and review it with them and show them what to study for prior to taking this next test. So hopefully we can get our ACT scores up a little bit. We're really excited at what the outcome we think could help these young students with this. So we're pretty fired up about that. But anything else? Any questions you may have? All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, volleyball currently has 5 wins, and we start district play tomorrow versus LK with the JV starting at 5. Really like where this group's at right now, and feel like that they're fixing to really take the next step. Junior high volleyball team, the A team, typo there, got second in the Hugh Springs Junior High volleyball tournament in the 8th grade division, and the B team won the 7th grade division, and both teams are currently undefeated in district right now. So junior high volleyball is doing really good. They're playing right now at LK. Cross country, the girls got second at the McLeod meet last week, and they run this Saturday in Atlanta. So that'll be another good meet, and I think that group's gonna be pretty good, and they'll challenge for a shot at the district title this year. Football, we're currently 1-2 on the year. We play this Thursday against Iola and Rusk. And junior high football is 1-0-1. They tied their first game against Mount Enterprise and beat Clarksville pretty handily last week. And they start district play versus James Bowie October the 5th. And we're working on a game for them next week on our bye week, sometime during the week. We'll let you know when that comes out. Good.
All right, item 8, consider and approve mod ISD threat assessment team.
All right, Gene, this is part of the Texas law. We have a threat assessment that was put together to maintain continuity on the campus and also safety. Have multiple members of it. The only change to this year's team is the superintendent. And so I submitted my credentials to the district as well. And so just a recommendation that the board accept this as our threat assessment team for this next year.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion to approve the mod ISD threat assessment team.
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion, have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Cap. All in favor, raise your right hand. It is unanimous. Approve the 2023-24 School Health Advisory Committee members.
And very similar to the last one, it's a committee that is run by Nurse Nisi. She does a great job running this committee. They do a lot of pieces as far as, looking at the health of the school, but overall programs that kids participate in. Again, the only change this year over last year's committee is the superintendent. And so it's just a recommendation to approve that as presented.
Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Gap, and a second.
I'll second.
Second by Terry. All in favor, raise your right hand. Passes unanimously. Superintendent's report.
Okay, let me turn on the computer right quick. He said it was working already. No, I'm not saying you said that. It was working already. Let's see how, let's see your superintendent's thing. That part's asleep, but it's coming up. So, wanted to run over the renditions that the architects have sent out. And so, this is option one. So there, in this, there's 4 different versions of the proposed cafeteria. And so, option one has a lot of the current brick structures that we have inside the district. You can see our lighthouse towers on there as well. Tried to put the directions on there just so you can kind of see it. So if we're looking at it from Houston Street at the cafeteria, this is what it would look like. This is looking at the cafeteria from the existing cafeteria, so from the rear of it, from the secondary campus, and then from this office right here. So that's kind of the renderings of option one. And again, they have also built in the covered walkway on the south end of that building for our kids to be able to get around it. So, option two is a different version of that. So you've seen a lot of the metal facades or whatever it's going on side of buildings now. This is just a different take on that. Again, it did take the light tower out. Mr. Wyndham, what did your campus think about option two? I know elementary did not like it at all.
Yeah,
So
option two was not a favorite.
1 and 3 is what we
I like the light
keep hearing.
Light tower?
I like the light.
I think ours was 1 and 3.
So this was, again, you see this on a lot of buildings. It's another look at it. Two's out. So,
Which one's cheaper?
That's actually my question, which is, what's the prices on each one of them?
they haven't given us those pieces yet. So this is option 3, which again brings back in the towers on each one of them. Kind of has a little bit of a blending of both of them. You have some metal work on the outside and then a metal work across the top. And the one piece that did add in, as I want to point to it, was this exterior door on the north side of it. In the original drawings, that wasn't there. Mr. Wyndham said, that's something that I think would be a great egress in the event that we had to get out. So the architects felt like they could draw it in and not compromise the structure of it all. So this is not an entrance door for the tornado piece of it. It's only an egress door. And so, but it does allow us that safety feature. And then option 4 is kind of a blend as well. It doesn't have going across the top. It does have a lot of the same brick pieces in there. And so with the different facades built into those same planes. So just wanted to update the board on that. And if you had any input on that for the architects, we're trying to put some, again, once we tell them the one that we feel like is the preferred option, they'll start drawing in those pieces there. Come back to, I think, Mr. Lamb's question is how much is it going to cost? We're about to get to that point on the whole project. And so those are the conceptual pieces to date on that.
Can you go back to the first option? I just want to see. Okay. All right. That's all. I'm good.
Okay.
I don't think architects, they even know cost, they just draw in there with it.
You're exactly right.
You can get what you want, and then
Yeah, they're there to make it look
you
pretty.
can always get exactly what you want, but it's really expensive.
Put a tree in there and it's
Wherever you
a
want.
few $1,000.
All right.
Any comments from the board? I know y'all
Two's out.
represent a large section of the community as well. And so two has been consistently dead in the water.
That was my favorite.
That doesn't surprise me.
I want a tower. We ain't got nothing taller than 10 feet out here. We don't want to put no tower out here.
I'm a brick builder to that, I just don't like the metal. Brick, tower, square it up. No windows, they said exhaust.
No windows, that's right, they'll need to see out there.
Instead of heating, put some cameras up, heating and cooling stuff.
got
Just
that
take the
very
heat and air
clean.
out, we can really save some money. Couple box fans on the end. Hey, we played that channel every year with it.
1 and 3.
We made it.
Four, there's not much difference either there, so.
I never even.
Just a little, the big cases with 3 and 4 is, 3 has it across the top, and 4 breaks it up, breaks it the side up.
The only thing that I didn't like, I don't like about any of it, there's nothing to do about it, is the view from right here, that you drive down the road, that's what you see. It's coming from the other way, you're not gonna see it.
I got off the phone slightly before this meeting today, and they're talking about flipping that piece, but I don't have anything in drawing from them yet, so, because coming from the north side
Yeah.
is the
side you see.
The side you
That's
see.
what you see.
And so.
So when you look at it like that, I'm like, all right, we spent $6.5 million for a brick wall. You know, that's what it looks like.
It's hard to make a big old square look, I mean, it ain't got a lot of curve to it, it's a flat roof, it's gonna look like a big box sitting there. I mean, that's the whole point of the metal, I'm trying to cut and add some deviation, some depth to that look.
We go by the
Because a
line.
big flat brick wall is just a big shoebox sitting there.
Which is option 1, huh?
Yeah,
Option 1.
pretty much.
So what you're saying is they're looking at trying to make the roads, the north side look like that side.
That was the discussion today, so,
Flip it around.
yeah, you'd be flipping that piece there, opposite. Which, had some questions, so I'm gonna let them do their talking and drawing, and we'll visit on Wednesday and see what they're coming back with, because there's some conceptual pieces that have to play in there as well, as far as the parking areas and the loading zones and all those as well, so. But I did agree that it would look better from the north side. Okay, I appreciate your input there. All right, the next one is just kind of a rendition. Just want to keep y'all up to date as much as possible on what they're looking like. So you've seen, I don't know why it's scanned this way, so I apologize.
We got a printout of that, I think. don't we?
You got, yeah, that's actually in front of you.
Yeah.
I did this to kind of, we're on this page, that, you know, you can see the page. This is kind of what it's going to look like. The cafeteria is the recessed piece there. Not, excuse me, the kitchen is the recessed piece. And the reason for that, for it to be storm rated, it has to have as few perforations in the ceiling as possible. And so because of the heat vents and all the things that go through the roof of the ceiling, it's not going to make tornado grade. So they're going to just make it smaller, drop it down. It'll do everything it needs to do, but the tornado piece itself will be the L shape there that you're looking at, and those interior walls will actually be wider, thicker, upgraded to tornado shelter specs. And so, and again, there'll be no perforations through the ceiling. So as far as East Texas, as much rain as we get up here, I think that's a good thing, because where you punch a hole, there's potential for a leak. And so, major change there on that piece, but kind of what it looks like. And then it's got the courtyard sitting off between the middle school and the cafeteria for our kids, it's a sitting area, and that'll get dolled up as well. And you can see those pieces there coming from
On that step down, maybe I didn't fully follow. Is that something we have to do, or is this a recommendation?
It would save us some money going smaller there than.
It is gonna save us
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, because we'd have to go all the way up, and then, which, everything extends length of the ceiling.
Oh, yeah, I got your material. Sometimes when you make those changes on elevation, you lose it maybe away.
Yeah, we're going to option.
And design.
Over the, I'm sure we can. So,
I think it's a great idea. I've it for years.
Do what?
I've eaten tables out there for years. Yeah. I was saying like the courtyard part. Because you remember how we used to go sit over at the vending machine and stuff. They don't have anything like that anymore, but if that's sitting right in the direct sun.
I would probably say we look at the sunshades coming back after the project, and, you know, or have them scope it in there, but we'll pay for it out of the project, because those, in relation to what we're dealing with, they're cheap, you know what I'm saying? I think we can handle those away from that project. Okay. The scope of the project, the schedule. This is a little different from the last time we talked, when we visited last week with Ideal and trying to put the scopes out, the bidding. The only change is originally there was the construction documents would come in right before Thanksgiving and then give them Thanksgiving and Christmas to bid those out. And they were afraid that the Ideal consultant said, we're probably not going to get much people chewing on that, except coming in the very last minute trying to bid on it because of the time of the year. And so recommended we put design documents out to, through up to October. Construction documents will be due before Christmas from the architects, which allows the contractors to bid over Christmas break and then come back to the board with a recommended package for the January board meeting. So that's just a slight change there of about a month as far as the timelines, but working with the players, they said it's more realistic because of the Christmas, Thanksgiving breaks in there. We'll have a better design package and better bidding because of this. And so as far as start date, it really doesn't change a whole lot. So we're looking at a recommendation to the board in the January board meeting. And then you can see right after that in February, everything gears up on the cafeteria project. So I know you've probably been hammered on when are we going to start seeing dirt move. It's going to be right about February before we start seeing dirt move on that. So just an updated piece on this. Any other questions? Okay. And the last one, you can't see it on this, that's why I printed it. But just want to make sure you had a chance to see where we are as far as cost analysis to date. And so that's one of the things that I've wanted to see multiple times. The way this was presented back was given to me. The yellow was the original estimate cost. The blue in this are the costs that were updated to date. And then build in your 23 inflation. When we looked at that piece right there, they built us on a 15% inflation. And last week meeting with Ideal, they're saying we're probably about more like a 7.5% to 8% inflation. So we're not looking at that number. So this is a high number that you're looking at in that column right there. And so, but all in, all done, at this point, we're looking at about a $9.1 million bond. Now, I shared earlier, I've never seen a project where you get it drawn from architects and it goes at the exact same the way they drew it. I'm sure we're going to have to scale some pieces back to get where we want to be. And so, because we want to make sure that we build a building road project that will last a long time in the future, but at the same time, we want to be respectful of the money and the dollars that we've allocated to those projects as well. So I'm sure there'll be some pieces there that'll come out. So looking forward. And again, when we look at that, we look to Ideal to help guide these pieces. I can give you an example. There was a project before, I won't name it because they could be watching TV too. And so, but there were $50,000 light fixtures in the building, that could have come in at about $20,000. In working with your contractor on those pieces to balance them out. And so there's things like that all the way through the project that I think will be in the next round of discussions, but that's just where we are today as far as drawing. Yes, sir. So that the line RJ asked about was the elementary admin renovation. It's at the very bottom of that top table. And that's the cost to flip the office from its current location in elementary down to where our kids are going to be dropped off, building in the secure vestibule, and having our office staff in close proximity to our people that enter our building. And so, still a cost. To me, it's kind of high, but we're not adding concrete, not adding roof, and that's the piece that you don't want to do on something like that because it's going to get out of hand real quick. Any other on that piece? Sir?
I'm going to drive.
It's hard to ask questions we don't actually know what they're going to do.
Well,
I mean, you don't know where plumbing's going. It's hard to group it together and try to save money. I mean, you have no idea what's going where, so
yes,
you don't know how. You just don't know what nothing to ask, there's too many variables out there.
Right now.
Because however they design it is, however they design it. We're not designing it, we can't design it with either a conservative mindset or a get whatever you want mindset. All we can do is ask questions after they show us the plans. And that's all we can do. I have no idea what they're designing, really, ultimately, we don't.
Shovel gets stuck in there, and I don't know what he's going to try to charge.
Don't know how conservative they're gonna be.
Just depends.
Through somewhere, even if we put the long drive in, until we get the high school built.
Yes, sir.
That's, that's just I don't know how you get around it. Unless you just make them pick them up out front.
And so we're proposing to kick it up to the side over there where the rock gym is, where that sliding gate is. It's an extremely wide area. We can go like 3 wide right there. And they can come around it with a 2-lane drive, pull off in there where the gate area is, pick up kids, and resume right back into traffic and go. So that gives us an offloading spot. And one thing we're trying to do is make sure that wherever we offload kids, we onload them in the same spot so that we don't have to retrain our parents. Once they learn where to go, we like them to keep it consistent. We'll look at continuing to load our buses at the same place at elementary. They'll pull out, run around the front of middle school, high school, pick up kids, and run their routes. So we limit that considerably by taking just a reverse flow.
Solve the staging problem. Was picking up over there, wasn't much road, but if you come around this way, they can stage back. Elementary can stage in that left-hand lane all the way around the left, and everybody else is going the right lane around middle school, high school. And like I said, nobody's driving through the campus other than faculty and bus. Just had it drawn.
Yeah. What was it?
Yeah.
That's really our latest rendition of that piece there. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Linden and Ms. Howell for their continuous input in those things there as we try to put together what's best for our kids and also give our community everything we're showing in pictures up to this point. I do want to highlight 2 things here, and I think this is going to be kind of off cuff here, but I did want to say that Ms. Howell today was recognized at Region 8 with Thriving Principals, and so it's a big honor, I think, for our district, but also for Ms. Howell as well. So we'll get that posted to Facebook, and just wanted to let her know that piece there. And then today, also Mr. Wyndham met with Chief Rochelle and did the district safety luncheon for our first responders. And so, Ms. Wynn, if you would, just give us a highlight of that, because I wasn't here when that happened, so just a quick update of how it went with the board.
Well, so prior to that meeting, I actually got a chance to go do some training down South Texas and near the Austin area. I got to see a lot of schools that were our size. And I will tell you, we are so far ahead of those other schools. Not to say that I want to knock them or talk bad about them or anything, but I walked by, I seen 4-foot fences, I seen doors open in gyms where kids are wide open, accessible. Anybody can just went in there and done things. It just blew my mind at where they were and how far along we are. One, props to our district, you guys in general for that. Secondly, to today's deal, having the few emergency responders that we had show up today, walking the campus, seeing different things that we have, there was not a lot that they could really address or look at and say, this needed to be fixed or this needed to be changed. They were very highly complimentary of all the things that we have set up. Even our emergency evacuation plans or where our places of travel to and from with the kids when we do evacuate. So it was a really good day for us in that regard. I would say that, of course, we had our local people here more so than coming outside sources for us, but it was nice to see that they also have been other places and said that, you know, our campus is probably one of the most secure places that they've seen or that they've been at. So it was a very good day for us.
Outstanding, thank you. And so, and again, just to build familiarity with our responders, and that was the purpose of this. So, you know, so they have the maps, they have the pieces. Walking the campus is different from just having a map. So we wanted to build that piece into it. Last Thursday was our first Seniors for Cardinals for the year. That was pretty fun. I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed it. Got to meet Rusty's dad there. And
sure I was
and so, and then Miss Holly did a great job of making sure I didn't mess up anything as far as getting them ready for their dinner, because they were very, very appreciative. Our Miss Howell and her campus showed up and did a presentation. Our elementary leadership team, they did a fabulous job. And I can't tell you how many people came up to me and said, you know, Dr. Segers, I just want to say thank you to the school for doing this. It means the world to us. And so I shared it. I said, I know it means the world to you, but I think we benefit more than you do because of, you know, just the opportunity to interact with our community and getting to give back. And so to me, it was wonderful. So I was very excited about that. And so next one is already scheduled and in the books and ready to roll. Team of 8 training, just to remind you, November the 2nd, this is the one that's here at the boardroom. It's from 6 to 9 p.m. If we all attend this, we get those extra credit hours for Team of 8 training. And then the NTSBA fall dinner and legislative update will be at Region 8 on I think it's December 2nd. I've missed that time there, but I got the time in there for you. Does December 2nd sound right? I will follow that up with you. Or 7th, December 7th. December, okay. On my notes up to myself, I apologize. So December 7th from 6 to 9 at Region 8. And that dinner is provided for that as well.
All right, we're going to executive session at 7:23 p.m. Discuss personnel according to Texas Code Section 551.074. Discussion of personnel. We're going to executive. We are coming back in open session at 8:08 p.m. We have next item is adjourned. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it. Man, mixing it up. All in favor?
I thought they were going to stay here all night.